Congrats, we're live.
Woo! Oh, I could see on the top right. Awesome.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Andrew, and I'm here to talk about the 2014 NBA draft.
I'm Vincent, and I'm here to try to be politically correct while talking about the NBA draft, of course. You know,
Thank you,
amid all the post like World Cup USA, oh my God, we won by losing.
thank you, Stephen A. Smith.
Thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo. What a beast! But anyway,
Oh
about NBA draft, we'll stick to the NBA. We just had the draft, and it was pretty interesting. It was arguably one of the best drafts, like in a while,
yeah.
actually.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll break it down. We're gonna break it down between the top five picks. We're gonna just separate every five picks. It seems like a good way to go, and
Yep,
we'll
yep.
probably spend like 25 minutes talking about the first five and like 4 on the last five. Who knows?
Totally.
But again, first we're going off the script. This is totally random. We're just spouting out facts.
We actually
And
record. We actually recorded this last night. We knew the draft order.
yeah, we knew the draft order. We were
Yeah.
like Chad Ford and Adrian Wojnarowski on Yahoo. God, if you were on Twitter for the NBA draft, everything was ruined. You just knew everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk first five picks. So we have the Cleveland Cavaliers at number one, drafting Andrew Wiggins. We had Jabari Parker going to Milwaukee. Joel Embiid going to
Yeah.
the Philadelphia Tank Sixers. Who else do we have? I forgot. Aaron Gordon going to Orlando, and then was it Dante? Yeah, Dante Exum going to Utah. So, your thoughts. First three. That was the big group that you had to choose from. Cleveland, Wiggins, what do you think? Did we lose him? Did we lose Andrew? Andrew, come back! Oh my god, he really just dropped off.
Oh
Did he
my
really just
God.
drop out of the place?
My internet died for a little bit. Okay, I'm good. I'm good now. Oh my God, that was so bad. I should be good now.
okay. Go, Andrew Wiggins, Cleveland, let's go. Talk about him.
Andrew Andrew Wiggins. Good pick. Good pick. I would have picked him over Jabari because that team's roster construction is weird. They have way too many face-up power forwards. You can, you're only allowed to have four. You can't have too
it
many.
was it was amazing the fact that there was so much confusion about this pick going about who they were going to take. Were they going to take Jabari? Were they going to take Andrew Wiggins? And apparently reports came out that like the owner wanted Wiggins and the coaching staff wanted Jabari. So that shows what type of clusterfuck and why LeBron James ain't going to go there. LeBron James
Yeah,
not going to go there.
maybe you can explain this to me, but you know how usually the owners want the splashier pick compared to
hmm
like the good roster pick? I do not understand why drafting Wiggins was a bigger star move than Jabari Parker. I actually think Jabari Parker is more popular than Wiggins.
I would say Jabari Parker is more popular. It's just that Andrew Wiggins has been hyped up since high school, that he
Yeah.
was the best prospect since LeBron James. And personally, I never saw it. I see like him jumping very, very high on that Instagram post that made everybody was like, oh my God, we need to get him. We need to get him so bad. but you know what? I'll never say this again, probably. I actually sided with the owner. I think that Wiggins is a better fit for them than Jabari Parker
I agree.
because you have Kyrie who needs the ball to score. He hasn't. I don't even have his stats pulled up, but I don't think he averages that many assists for a point guard. So
I think last year he averaged five.
not good enough for a point guard. And then you have Dion Waiters, who, if he's not punching Kyrie Irving or something like that, he's a dribble, dribble, shoot type of dude.
Yeah.
And how many scores do you really need? Like, You have nobody that plays defense. Kyrie's horrible on defense. Dion's horrible on defense. Varejão's your best defensive player at a very old 32 because of all the time he spends internationally.
Yeah, yeah, but he makes up for it by not playing those same amount of games during the season.
He plays 82 games, 50 per country, 30 per team.
He plays 82 games accumulatively.
But
yeah, I actually think that they got really lucky by getting the first pick because I feel like this first pick like nullifies how stupid it was that they picked Bennett last year. Because don't you think that last year? I mean, I know last year the draft was really bad, but they should have probably taken Oladipo first so that they could do that whole waiters being the sixth man thing. But they just got handed this gift of another #1 pick, so now they have Kyrie and Wiggins starting backcourt, and then they're gonna have waiters come off. So I just think this whole lottery thing worked out so perfect for Cleveland, and I really hope that they're like a power for the next 5 years because this is really stupid and unfair how they get 3 of the last 4 picks, and and I hope Wiggins works out too because Tristan Thompson, Bennett, Waiters is on defense. How do you miss on that many picks up top? Ugh.
They're great. Okay, so they've had this run where they had like 5 picks now. 5 picks in the top 4. Start with Kyrie and Tristan Thompson.
Yep.
Then we had Dion Waiters, Anthony Bennett, and now Andrew Wiggins. 5. That's 5 top 4 picks. Imagine if the Spurs got 5 top 4 picks. They'd be winning 82 games in a season. Actually, no, they'll be winning like about 70 because Greg Popovich will sit half of them for 10 games. That's crazy. The best player out of those 5 was Kyrie Irving, and he hasn't even won 40% of his games.
Yeah.
He hasn't won. He hasn't hit 500 yet. And I know all this crap about Cleveland has a bad roster, but I can't trust Kyrie yet. And I really hope Wiggins does well. He seems like a good kid. He gives you that one thing. He gives you that defense, all right?
Yeah.
If anything, I would think of him like he could be Tony Allen. And, because if he never shoots, if he never fixes his shot or scores 20, he'll be Tony Allen. And that might be what you need on that team. Just you have scoring. I mean, you don't have a plan, but you have scoring.
I think the one thing that this past 3 years, like at least the Finals champions, it's Spurs and then Miami twice, was you don't necessarily need to have the best rim protector, but you need a really good defensive wing. Like Spurs, Duncan isn't exactly the world beater and rim protecting, and Miami has nobody. But because you have such good, if your wing defense is pretty good, and even if it's just one player like Kawhi Leonard, then I think you can. That's usually enough and a little bit of good team defense to win. So I really hope Andrew Wiggins does turn out to be good defensively. It's really funny because you know how everyone's the only thing I hear about 50 Cent is he got shot 7 times or whatever. Every time he comes up, it's he got shot 7 times. The only thing I hear about Andrew Wiggins all the time is he has a crazy second jump. After his first jump, no one can jump faster and higher than he can. So I hope that comes into handy, and every time I see that, I can point that out, saying that I saw that on the scouting report or whatever, so I can look hella smart.
When do you need a good second jump? When you're going up for rebounds.
Yeah.
6'7", and he's playing the 3 position. I don't know if he's going up for rebound. That was the one thing that was shocking about that. But I think Cleveland should have just went with Joel Embiid.
If they were going to do the whole Joel Embiid, what they should have done is they should have taken Valanciunas instead of Tristan Thompson, if they were really going to do that. But I think, what's his face, the guy on Atlanta right now, Ferry, what's his name? I think he got fired that year or something, so he couldn't wait a year. So that's unfortunate, but it's okay because if you can just win the first overall pick every year.
We'll get to Atlanta soon because Atlanta is just going international men of mystery over that team. And they are going to be a secret good team next year. It's going to be interesting. Well, okay, but Andrew Wiggins. So what do you think? I think he'll be good. there's nothing to say that he will be a bust. And even if he's a bust, then he'll be Tony Allen.
The only thing I love Andrew Wiggins. Like I was on his bandwagon. In my bracket, I chose them just because of Andrew Wiggins. But
Rigging for Wiggins. Wait until Stanford came up.
the only thing that worries me about Wiggins and why I'm pretty sure Cleveland's going to suck again next year is I think I saw an interview today where it was they asked Andrew what he wants to accomplish this year, and he didn't say like, "Oh, win a championship or improve myself or whatever." He said, "I want to win Rookie of the Year." So I know he's gonna shoot 14 shots a game and he's gonna make 5 of them. So they're probably not gonna win a lot of games this year, but that would be the only thing that worries. I hope he grows out of that eventually.
Okay, and we'll.
I mean, as much as I hate LeBron, I remember when he went to Miami, the first thing he said was, I'm not going to win MVPs anymore. Just that team aspect, but that I hope they do well. Popovich.
7? Okay, and of course, really, the number one story about this whole NBA draft is LBJ. It's not even a rookie. It's not even any of these rookies. Who cares about them? It's all about whether you can get LeBron James. I was expecting just massive trades everywhere, back and forth, of people trying to get LeBron James. And let's start with Cleveland. Like, can we just safely say they have like 0% chance of getting LeBron James? Just throw them out.
I am so torn on this LeBron thing because remember in 2010, in the middle of the season, how big the LeBron story was. Like it was bigger than the season itself, and that freaking story shadowed the 2010 Lakers championship. The second after they won it, it was where's LeBron going? But I feel like it's really subdued this year, and I'm not sure why. I mean, it's a really big deal wherever he goes to.
I want to congratulate how you successfully tied Andrew Wiggins back to the Lakers. And B, it was just subdued this year because I think LeBron matured. LeBron got like wiser in his year. I mean, he went through the crap of the decision. It went through even more shit once they lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then they won 2 championships, and everything's all hunky dory. And then they get their butts kicked, and all of a sudden, oh my God, LeBron James, what are you gonna do now?
Okay, first off, I just wanted to throw it out there. Those 2 championships, the first one was a lockout year, so that really counts as half a championship, and they got lucky last year. Just throwing that out there. To me, he still has 0 championships.
He has 2. He has those rings. He puts them on their middle fingers. His 2 rings. But again, that's the fine line of a championship. Like he's so close to being. He was so close to losing all of his championship rings. But then you think about it, if Oklahoma City had Serge Ibaka, they might have won that series.
Yeah.
And LeBron, if anything, he owns Kevin Durant, like just owns him. They could be on the three-peat, and then we would never have this conversation. We would still be stuck talking about Melo.
Yeah, and that everything you just said is why I think he's just gonna stay and take the max contract. I also don't think that he's gonna go west. I would be shocked if he went west, just because the West is really hard. And when we look back on LeBron like 30 years later, and we're gonna see like, oh, he reached 4 finals in a row. Well, anytime anyone says that, I'm gonna tell them, dude, the East sucked. There was no one in the East during that 4 finals run. Nobody. So I don't think it's a coincidence that they're all in the East right now.
Yeah, you had an aging Celtic dynasty.
Yeah.
Who beat down the Lakers, Powell and Andrew Powell. We'll get to that. Who else was in the East? Nobody.
I mean, in the 4 years, the team closest to knock him out twice was Boston.
Boston and Chicago.
Yeah,
and
Boston.
Chicago.
They lost Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose blew out his knee, and it's never been the same since.
I mean, it just paved its way for LeBron to get to the finals every time. And you really just have to play one series. They got lucky against San Antonio. Don't know what the hell happened to James Harden the first time. I don't know. LeBron just the one thing I don't like about LeBron is I just feel like he's always going to try to get the easiest path for the championships, and especially right now he's on legacy building mode. So wherever he goes, he has to be a contender. He can't like wait a year. So he's staying in Miami with Wade and Bosch, and they'll be fine. They'll be a contender again next year.
All right, I was thinking about when to bring up this topic, but there's actually been, but I guess now is a better time to bring up this topic. So Rick Bucher of Bleacher Report, and you see him on the Warriors podcast shows, he's been reporting of a sign-in trade where the Raptors are going to send Kyle Lowry down to South Beach for draft picks and cash.
For LeBron?
No, to get LeBron to stay there.
What? Wait, why would they do that? What?
Because Kyle Lowry he's one of the most important free agents. Just because he's somebody that LeBron probably respects. We don't know, but he's probably somebody that LeBron really respects, and he's somebody that he can play with.
I like in that Indiana series was just a prime example of how good Miami was. I don't think they were as bad as they looked against San Antonio. San Antonio was just a freaking juggernaut. So
okay, who knew that Dwayne Wade would decide? Oh my God, my knees.
Yeah, no, I saw Dwayne Wade kick ass in the Indiana series. I mean, he was the old Dwayne Wade. He wasn't that in San Antonio, but.
Mm-hmm. And one fun thing, like the one part about that whole final series that I wish they could run back, and so that they could try again. Tim Duncan can't guard you off the dribble anymore.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh blows by him every time he wants to. I don't know why he doesn't do it more often.
Dude, it's because he's not allowed to go past the 3-point line. His job is to stay behind the 3-point line.
Chris Bosh cutting to basket. But we've gotten so far off this draft topic. I don't want to get into a finals review. It's already passed. It's been like
that's a week. I think to close this off, 1% chance he goes to Cleveland just because it's in the East, and I think it's 95% chance he stays in Miami, and the other 4% he goes to somewhere else in the East. I don't think he's going to Houston. I don't think he's going to Golden State or whatever.
I wish. I am wishing, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I take our whole roster. Just give me Steph, K-Love, and LeBron, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And those are probably the only 3 players we can afford.
Yeah. And to go back to the draft, I don't think Wiggins is going to sway LeBron or anything. Yeah.
All right, so we spent maybe 2 minutes on Wiggins and 15 minutes on LeBron. All right, that's a good ratio. We're on a good pace. I have absolutely no idea how long we've been going for, but just So we're on to Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker in Milwaukee. Can we keep this under 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
I don't really have much to say about him, but I think he's gonna be a good, solid player. Like he can shoot threes. He has a mid-range game. He can post up. I think he is a lock to win Rookie of the Year. I would be shocked if he did. I think the only other person that can beat him is Exum or Randall, but I think he's gonna average 18 points next year.
Oh yeah, the one thing he can do, the 2 things he can do well, he can score the ball and he can eat. And I don't know. Sorry, I had to throw in the Jabari Parker's fat joke in there. But he can't play defense, and you know what? Milwaukee's gonna stink next year, even if they did have even if they had the top 3 picks. You toss all top 3 picks onto Milwaukee, they would still stink.
Another cool thing about Parker is I feel like I know this is maybe a little random, but I think Marcus Smart and Julius Randle have more pressure than Jabari Parker. I think no one's gonna watch Jabari Parker games on national TV or anything, and he's just gonna be nowhere just being able to shoot as much as he wants and everything. So I think he went to a really comfortable spot. And
it's an hour and a half away from Chicago.
Because Wisconsin is where Chicago kids want to play in.
Well, he wasn't going to go to the Bulls. No matter what type of pipe dream they were smoking, they wasn't going to go to the Bulls. It fits. They could play Jabari at 4. They could play Greek Freak at 3.
Yeah.
And they still have OJ Mayo taking up 25 bad shots a game, and Larry Sanders getting fights in nightclubs. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, can you name anybody else on Milwaukee besides Mayo, Sanders, Greek Freak, or Jabari now?
Greek Freak. Do they still have Carlos Delfino or am I?
Oh
Oh,
God.
Ursan Ilyasova,
Oh God.
Lou Alcindor, Real,
Oscar Robinson,
Oscar Robertson.
Michael Redd, Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson. I'm trying to think of other folks. Yeah, that's all I can do.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. I was about to say Kareem, but I realized that was Lou Alcindor.
Yeah.
All right, so Rookie of the Year, I'll put it on Jabari.
Yeah, I think I would for whatever perennial lock there is, whatever that symbol is. Lock.
Lock. Lock. Okay. Lock. I got you. Okay. All right, and now into the Philadelphia Tank Sixers, who draft Joel Embiid.
The Philadelphia delay a year Sixers.
Can you believe what they've done? Okay, we'll just talk about their whole draft. All right, so
yeah.
So they have Joel Embiid, who is out for 6 months, 6 to 8 months. He might miss the whole year. They might hold him out like Noel.
He's not gonna. If he's not gonna play, I'm pretty sure.
They might still hold out Nerlens Noel. They'll be like, oh, you cut yourself. Oh, it's okay. Take all the time you need. Sit on the bench. Tank this year too.
Just imagine how good they're gonna be in like 7 years.
All right. So they had number 3 and number 10 thanks to that horrendous New Orleans trade. I just don't know what the hell they did there.
Yeah.
So they drafted first Elfrid Payton, who is the 4-year, small college star. Everybody likes comparing him to Damian Lillard.
Lillard, Weber State.
And it was so weird because everyone thought, with the drafting Embiid, oh, they drafted Payton, but Payton's the type of dude that you want to win with right now. And then they proceed to trade him for Dario Saric,
who's not going to play for a year.
2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
So I'm just going to say they're going to win 20 games.
Yeah. And like I said, in 7 years, they're going to be like a dynasty. Sarge, Peyton, Noel, MV, just Michael Carter-Williams.
I mean, okay, so in this trade, they grabbed Orlando's first-round pick in the future, so that's going to be
it's going to be a high one. Because
God knows when Orlando is going to be good again, even though I like Exum. Or no, they took Gordon. Sorry. No. But they're going to win 20 games, and I can't wait to see the duo of Embiid and Noel together and just have this block every shot out.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I don't know. What else can you say about Philadelphia other than they seem to have a plan? They have a plan.
It seems to be a really long plan, though, and I saw the fans. They were good. I remember when they called Joel Embiid or whatever. I'm not sure why they were so excited, and 2, I think it was encaptured perfectly by this one guy who was holding up a sign of Bradley Cooper. I was like, do you really have nothing to celebrate but Bradley Cooper in Philadelphia right now? I feel really bad. But, I don't know. I just don't. It's taking too long, but then some teams just don't win for a decade, so I guess it's okay.
Well, it's better to suck tremendously than slightly suck and just miss the playoffs, right? Honestly, the only corollary I could see of this is like throwing just a football. It's like the 49ers drafting every single injured person and just saying, "Oh, just sit out here. It's okay. We got you next year. It's okay." Like,
Niners can do that because they have good depth, not because they have bad depth. Because Philadelphia is like the opposite. Who was their 2 guard this past year? It's like Tony Roten or something.
They still have Jason Richardson on the roster. Keep getting them checks.
Keep getting them checks.
Stolen from Jalen Rose. That's probably the best lines he'd ever said.
Yeah,
But
I feel bad for Sixers fans right now. I wish that they took Exum or something, but whatever.
the thing is, Joel Embiid, if you like, I just saw like maybe 2 games, and I thought that he was going to be really good. He runs. He has all the moves. He has some of the moves. It's all like basic level, but you get better at those, and I really like the pick. Have him and
I
no,
like him too. I think he's gonna be awesome, but it's just
have him and Noel at your front court. What are you gonna do against that?
yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Now, admittedly, they both combined don't weigh as much as Shaq did back in like
Yeah.
the late in the mid 2000s. But come on, what are you gonna do? They're both really skilled. They're really skilled.
Yeah.
And in about 5 years, they're gonna be a dynasty when LeBron is old.
I will guarantee in 5 years LeBron signs with 76ers.
You do know this is going on YouTube. This is gonna be like forever. I'm gonna go back to this and replay it. Oh, LeBron going to 76ers. Andrew
God,
Vincent.
I'm gonna be such a badass when that happens.
All right, so Orlando.
The first surprise of the draft.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Midi.
jump out of the gym. Russell Westbrook as a forward.
Yeah, I think there's the only thing I'm scared about Aaron Gordon, especially for these high motor guys, is, or I guess the only thing that scares me about is Michael. Oh my God, what's his name on Charlotte? Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yeah.
Like when he was drafted. When he was drafted number 2, like everyone said, oh, it doesn't matter that he can't shoot or do whatever. He's just a winner, and he has a lot of hustle, so don't even worry about it. But I mean, just look at him now. Like, how far has that gone him? He's like the laughing stock of jump shooters everywhere.
Horrible jump shot, and even though they picked him for being an elite defender, LeBron James put like 60 on him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I think half of that is because Michael Jordan's in the building. He always shows up. Michael.
I'm also saying this because I saw the Arizona-Wisconsin game this year. But like when he's just flat out wide open with no one around him, Aaron Gordon's like I saw him make a couple threes. So I hope he's not that bad. I'm kind of rooting for him because he's a Bay Area guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's definitely a Bay guy. I mean, Russell Westbrook. That is just a really out there comparison because Westbrook could score in college.
Yeah.
It's just that this guy is a leaper, defender, athlete. I mean, he just needs to fix his jump shot. I mean, at worst, he's MKG.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. You can start him and get an 8th seed. That's about it. But
I would start him over Big Baby, that's for sure.
Man, Big Baby's not even on Orlando right now.
Oh, you're right. He's on the Clippers. That's right.
On the Clippers. He's eating the buffets right next to Doc Rivers.
That's right.
He's a free agent. Big free agent class.
Big free agent. Literally.
Big. All right, so great. Aaron Gordon, good pick, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's a solid pick. I really hope he's going to be good. I think he'll be good too, but I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him. It's just that Orlando. I mean, you have Oladipo. I guess Eford Payton will be your new point guard. if he's Damian Lillard, I'll root for him. But the thing is, he doesn't have that jump shot that Lillard had.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Utah, go to the land of the Mormons. We have Dante Exum.
Woo! I'm gonna be like 80% biased just because he loves the Lakers so much. But goddamn, he looks like a young Kobe Bryant.
That comparison, I don't know if it's ridiculous or if it just works. He's 6'6". Okay, Kobe's height. All right.
Yeah.
International, got that. We got that with Kobe. Commercials, he's just like Kobe. His jump shot may or may not be broken, it's worse than Andrew Wiggins.
Okay, so like when I saw probably a 19-minute just in the background. I was watching a Dante Exum like highlight video or whatever from all of his Australian stuff or whatever. I'm pretty sure I did not see a single jump shot highlight in those 19 minutes. It was just all fast breaks, all him passing fast breaks, all of him dunking and all that. So I don't know too much about him, and I feel like that was kind of the theme of him was that people just don't know much about him. But he has a really cool name, Exum. So I
The
hope he turns
thing
it out.
about that backcourt now, it works. It works. I mean, you have
Yeah.
a 6'6" point guard, and then you can play Trey Burke off the ball because he's
Mm.
a knockdown shooter. All
Yep.
you, and then it works on defense because you have Exum. He's 6'6". He can guard your twos. You know, of course, in all those mixtapes, we never see him play defense. Who knows if he can play defense? We'll find out later.
Dude, I am so not on Trey Burke. I think I saw him play the Lakers this year. He was terrible. I, they need to upgrade that position.
Did they lose to the Lakers?
No, no, oh no, no, that was the game. Nick Young shot them out of the higher seed. I think
All right.
he dropped like 42. I think it was like the second to last game or something.
Thank you, Mike D'Antoni. And we might as well go on to the 6-7 because we all know that's what you want to talk about. How the Lakers are only 2 games away from getting the 6th seed, 6th place lottery. But Mike D'Antoni decides, I'm going to win. I'm going to go out winner.
Oh
Nick
my
Young's going
God.
out winner. So we're going to win our next 2 games. And we're going to have... So, Boston, they choose Marcus Smart.
This was such a random pick. I was like I wasn't shocked or whatever just because I don't really care too much about Boston. I was just really I don't know. I'm really mixed on Marcus Smart. Like I don't know. The main reason why is because probably the main thing I remember in Marcus Smart are 2 things: the Gonzaga Oklahoma State where I saw him get beat. Like he got beat off the dribble by like all of these Caucasian people.
Hey, don't mess with John Stockton's son.
He
Man.
was
Come on.
fooling him, dude. It was John Stockton himself. It was it was John Stockton himself kicking his ass, like just driving past him. So I saw people talking about him being like Tony Allen and stuff. I don't really see that. And the other thing too, the whole punching the guy in the stance thing or whatever.
That's where you get Tony Allen. He might be Ron Artest for all we know.
Yeah.
But, I kind of like this pick. And I
Really?
like this pick because it means that they're probably going to trade Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
Where I might be okay with that. Just ship him
It's
off.
just Rondo himself is just such a peculiar player, and I feel like Smart is a really peculiar player too. I wish he was like 3 inches taller so he can be like a for sure 2 guard or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he's pretty stocky though, so that's pretty good. I really hope that he like can finish and stuff. But
He's a big bowling ball. He's a taller version of probably like Ty Lawson with maybe like 80% of the quickness.
yeah, Ty Lawson's a good comp.
All right. Now I'm not just making a joke about like stodgy point guards or anything like that. If I wanted to go that route, I'd say he's a better Ray Felton. But
Oh, yeah.
we'll get to that later. But I do like this Marcus Smart pick. I think he'll be decent. I'll say that. Just Boston. Boston. They're not going to win anytime soon. But he's a good piece.
In these first like 10 picks. Okay, sorry. In these first like 7 picks, I think if 2 people in the first 7 picks are going to be busts, if I had to like put money on it, I would say it's Exum and Smart. But
You don't think
Oh,
Embiid? You think
no,
Embiid
no.
will break that?
I think once Embiid comes back, he'll be fine. I think he's a little bit different than Greg Oden.
Oh, poor Greg Oden.
Yeah.
DMP's in the finals. Same number of finals appearances as Durant.
There were,
Beasley
I-
has more finals appearances than Rose.
I think Rose and Durant like just raked the. I think they just did something so just Miami just would not win because they would get so much crap if Beasley and Odin win.
I think Durant and Rose have just escaped criticism because we all love to pound criticism on LeBron James.
That's actually very true. That's very true. Yeah.
I
Like
mean, it's time for them to get rings. It's time. Durant, you're in year 8. It's time to get rings.
yeah, Durant had no excuses this year, and I mean, people were kind of on him for like one day, but that was it. He really got off pretty like free.
I think his career will forever be tied down by the anchor that is Scott Brooks and his decision to just keep using Durant for 40 minutes a game and just wear him out.
I personally really like Scott Brooks because I think there was when they lost to Miami, did you see that YouTube video of him like
his
telling
concession, him giving up?
Yeah,
you like it for giving up?
I don't know. There was something so like sports movie-y about that. I just loved how he was like, after this, go shake their hands. And I don't know. For that reason, like I'm always soft for Scott Brooks. He has a soft spot in my heart.
I just think back to that Spurs series that we just had, where he, for some odd fucking reason, he keeps Durant and Westbrook both on the bench, and just lets the substitutes go out and like lose all their leads to the Spurs.
Dude, he was trying to copy the Spurs.
The difference between the benches is that the Spurs have a Hall of Famer in Manu Ginobili.
Dude, they have Nick Collison.
They have Derek Fisher. Old man Fisher. Old man River.
Playing like 40 minutes a game.
All in that overtime. I watched that overtime in Toronto. I'm like, why is Derek Fisher still out there?
Oh my god.
Oh my. Okay, but we'll talk about Oklahoma City and their ineptitude once we get to their picks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving you the floor. Mishandle for Randall. You've done this for this whole season. Go.
Okay, when the year first started and we're talking about those really kick-ass freshmen, it was 3 people. It was Wiggins, Parker, and Randall. It wasn't anyone else. So the Lakers got the 3rd best player in the draft on the 7th pick. That is why the Lakers are awesome. And Julius Randle is going to play 4, and Powell's going to play 5, and Nash is going to be rejuvenated. He's going to go do that Germany thing. Kobe's going to come back. I'm not really sure.
I'm waiting for it. Say his name. Who's going to play 3? No.
Swaggy P is going to come in at 3. We're going to score like 150 points a game. Because every time we miss a shot, Julius Randle is going to... Every single time the Lakers miss a shot, they're going to make it again because Randall's going to get the offensive board.
Say his name. I've been waiting for this whole podcast to say his name and how he's going to come to the Lakers and save us all.
No,
say it.
But like I said, as much as I hate LeBron, the second he's on the Lakers, I'm going to be first in line to get his jersey. I'm going to be the very first in line, and I'm going to be like, the king! Oh my god, I'm so excited for this year right now. This is like the best. When Adam Silver like came out to announce the pick or whatever, I was kind of hoping that they say that like, I don't know, we traded for Wiggins or something, but I was like, okay, then just Randall. So he said Randall, the Lakers are gonna kick ass. Yeah.
I was waiting for Stauskas.
Oh, Stauskas.
But okay, all right. Are you done with your diatribe?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? LeBron, Melo. We're gonna have LeBron, Melo, Kobe, Randall.
The whole LeBron. I'm not sure about Melo. I'm not sure anyone knows anything about Melo. Remember when he was in Denver and he was like, "Oh, I want to like be a Knick because that was like my childhood team or whatever."
Hometown.
Yeah, his hometown and everything. For that reason, I don't know why he would leave. I think it's really cool being the star player on your hometown team, but I'm not sure.
Ask LeBron how cool it was to be the star, the savior on your hometown team.
That's why
LeBron how that felt.
That's why I hate LeBron. That doesn't make any sense. But LeBron cannot come to Lakers because Kobe makes twice as his money. That's period. That no one can deal with that. Just the ego wise, that's just not possible.
2 years, 50 million.
And, if Kobe's making 25 million a year, and you're asking the best player in the league to take a pay cut and get paid 16 million, no, that's just not happening. But I mean, it's the Lakers, so that'd be really cool. But
what type of crack were you guys smoking 2 years?
Dude, it is a fair contract for probably a top 2 player in the league. It goes LeBron and Kobe 1A, 1B. It actually should be Kobe 1A, LeBron 1B. It goes Kobe, LeBron, Powell, Durant.
Have I told you about like my theory that Powell's just gonna sign with Miami for like the mid-level exception?
That would
just own the East for the next couple of years until he retires. Powell's moving. He's not staying in that clown show that they call it.
No, I want them to keep Powell. I think the only thing I've read about Powell is that he might go to Mavericks. And I wouldn't feel that bad about that, but I really want him to stay. I love Powell. Please stay, Powell, if you're watching this.
Have you seen those billboards where it says "Stay Swag"?
I know. Why aren't they having those for Powell? What the hell?
Why aren't they having more for Swaggy P?
I could do without him. He shot the Lakers out of the 6th spot where they would have taken Randall anyways.
It's not my fault. It's not his fault. As coach said, win the game, and I'm gonna resign after. It was like, oh, you guys got the 7 after not getting the 6. Well, screw you. I'm going home.
Yeah.
It would have only been better if they fired him, because then he gets all the money from his contract.
Yeah.
But I don't even know who the Lakers coach is. They don't have one yet. Coach Kobe, Coach Swaggy. I'm waiting for that.
I can't see him being a coach.
But Julius Randle, good pick.
Good pick.
He's gonna be 20 and 10. At least you better hope he's gonna be 20 and 10. I think he's more 15 and 8, but that's good enough.
Even if he okay, I'm comparing a lot to like Paul Millsap. I really hope he just a solid Paul Millsap. I would love that. That would make me really happy. Just a solid player.
Another reason why Atlanta is going to be sneakishly good this year, and I might pick them for the Eastern Conference Finals if I know where LeBron's going. But we don't know where LeBron's going.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Stauskas
going to the Sacramento Kings. Another person for Boogie to yell at about not getting him the ball.
Oh, God.
Team Canada representing.
This was actually a little bit of a reach, though. Like, I think people had him going like a lot later than him. Like, he got picked over that Vonleh guy.
The only question I had about this is, don't you guys have Ben McLemore?
Who does the exact same thing.
You guys have Ben McLemore? Why you drafted him? I mean, I don't see how it works. Just.
Did you see the video when McLemore got stuffed by LeBron?
Yeah.
That's why he can't drive. He's a shooter.
But I mean, the Kings front court is gonna be what? Gay, Cousins, and I don't even know who their power forward is, but
Jason Thompson? I don't know.
Jason Thompson? Yeah, I mean, are you gonna McLemore? Is he starting? Is Stauskas starting? Are you trading McLemore?
I know. I don't know. Let me see how tall Nick Stauskas is. Nick Stauskas is 6'6". Yeah, he's a shooting guard.
He's a 2, right? Yeah.
Wow, they're just gonna play like super too big. I don't know. They can't even do that because of Gay. You know what? They're just gonna be a small ball team. They're gonna score like 100 points a game, but give up like 120.
Stauskas, I'll give him one thing. He has big heart. I just don't know. I don't know if he can defend. That's about it.
Yeah. There's this YouTube video of him just shooting for like, I think 45 minutes. I think he made like 91 out of 95 shots. He's a really good shooter, but I don't know.
I just can't wait until the Kings panic trade him, and then like some good team like the Spurs are just gonna say, "Oh, we'll give you somebody for it."
They're gonna panic trade Stauskas for Thomas Robinson.
Uh-huh. To Houston. No,
Yeah,
no,
to
no,
Houston.
not unless Thomas Robinson though. He's gonna be a rotation guy in Portland, so that's gonna be good for him.
Did he play a lot last year? I'm not really
He
sure.
was he was he was playing in the playoffs.
Oh, oh,
But
good for him.
it's more than I can say for like Myers Leonard or somebody out there.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
only reason I know Myers Leonard is because let's see, two reasons actually. He wore a god awful draft suit, and I remember on NBA 2K I had him. I was on Portland, and I just kept trying to get him to be a double double guy, but he just kept missing layups,
Oh
and I
my
was like,
god.
oh no, he's not good.
Oh god.
So yeah, I mean I can't wait for Stauskas second team. He's gonna be really good, but.
I see him as like, I mean, sorry for the comp, but I mean, I don't know. He's like, I feel like he's like a Cal Korver thing.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that he's like Kyle Korver. He has more of a handle, so if you want to experiment with a Stauskas, Macklemore, Gay, Thompson, Boogie lineup, you probably could. He has more of a hand.
Who's okay? But see, on that lineup, who is guarding LeBron?
Just let him score. Just let him. Just let him score, or just have Jason Thompson or Boogie just clothesline the dude, just like every time he tries to score. But Coach McMillan, good luck with that. You still have Boogie. I don't know what you're gonna do with him.
Yeah.
You still have Boogie, who might be really good if once he gets traded to like the Spurs or something.
Yeah.
Please no, I just say the Spurs as just the second team for everybody because they seem to grab everybody who's a second and they just magically revive their careers. They always say, "Oh, they revived the careers." Danny Green, Cavalier, released him, magically revived. Boris Diaw, cut by the 9-win Bobcats team, revived by the Spurs.
Like the best point forward in the league.
Better than LeBron.
I think the Spurs are still going to be great next year.
We'll get to them. Okay. We'll just we've already talked about Peyton. I think.
Of Vonleh. No,
we forgot Vonleh, who I think has BUST written all over him.
Yeah, I personally, I think I saw like one small ESPN clip on him or whatever, and they were talking about his advanced metrics, how like he kind of has like the Roy Hibbert effect, where just having him on the floor is beneficial. But I obviously don't think that's going to translate well to the NBA.
He couldn't drag Indiana in a weak Big Ten. The Big Ten was weak this year. Anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a good pick. He might surprise us all. I mean, I don't root bad on anybody. Well, you probably root bad for LeBron, but I don't root bad for anybody. But I just don't know about him. I don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, same.
Like if he's athletic and just ride Anthony Davis's coattails. Just say, AD, take us home. AD, take us home. Because Anthony Davis might be one of the top 5 players right now.
I'm actually kind of worried from a fantasy standpoint that Oshik's gonna take his rebounds though. I'm a little worried about that.
Think about this, okay? I'm not even talking about fantasy. We'll talk about how I whip your fantasy butt later. Just on a defensively, you're gonna have Osik and Anthony Davis at the 4. Good luck scoring if you're inside. And then if you want offense, go Ryan Anderson and Anthony Davis. You just run pick and rolls with AD, and then you kick out to Ryan Anderson. And Anthony Davis cutting to the rim, that is insane.
Yeah. That's gonna be hard to stop.
It's just I'm glad that they have Dell Demps trading away future first round picks for people that are just going to be
Every
horrible.
year, every year, it's like they trade. They're like Philadelphia, but like opposite.
I know. That's why Philadelphia loves dealing with him. Like, oh yes, please take Drew Holiday. Take Drew Holiday, who gets a max contract, even though he might be like the top 20 outside the top 20 point
For
guard.
that Nerlens Noel trade to come through, Holiday needs to do a lot better.
Yeah, but man, they gave up Nerlens. No, they gave up no. Okay, Noel. They gave up their first round pick this year, and that became Effort Payton, which will become Dario Saric.
That could,
That's for Drew Holiday.
yeah, seriously, that's a ridiculous haul.
You know what? Secretly, I just wish New Orleans just say, "Hey, Tyreek Evans, just be our point forward," and you know what? We'll just ride with him. He 25-5 his freshman year. I mean, no, 15-5. Sorry,
Oh my
but
god,
I
how
mean,
sad
like,
is it? How sad is it when a franchise's hand is in Tyreek Evans to be the point forward?
as long as you have the brow, I'm still not this year, but I'm riding with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, just
He'll be
because he's so good on defense. I'm not. I know they're in the West and everything. I know Kevin Love had a lot of issue, but if you have a good just like good anchor, you usually win games, and they'll make the playoffs before the T Wolves do with Love.
oh god. All right, so Vonleh, I just think he might be a bust. And
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I know his numbers weren't that great. He'll
and
probably
you know
bust.
what? It might be okay because he's gonna be the fourth big man that they're gonna rotate in after AD, Ryan Anderson, and Osik. You might
Yeah,
just need him for 10 minutes a game just to be tall.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I would have gone with like maybe Effort Payton. I might have just chosen a backup point
Yeah,
guard and just be
you could
like,
have taken him. I'm looking at the other things right now. It's kind of
you could
it's a lot of decent players, but it's no one like
you could have
spe-
taken Dougie McBuckets and just got a shoot guard because Eric Gordon can't stay on the floor for more than
That's
20
your
minutes.
guy, Dougie McBuckets.
All right, let's talk about him. He gets drafted number 11. He's going to Chicago
Woo, he's the Luol Deng replacement.
with zero defense. Well, okay, he plays some defense. He's not as bad as like Jabari, but
He's pretty slow though. He's gonna have a lot of trouble defending. But
he
I
can
mean, he might
score.
just yeah. He's I really like him because he can drive. I think that's gonna be really important.
All right, okay, we're gonna. I remember just hearing all this Charlotte saying, "Please don't pick Dougie McBuckets because we don't want the next Adam Morrison." He's not Adam
Oh
Morrison.
yeah.
He has a better jumper than Adam Morrison. He's probably I just we'll stop with that. Okay, there's a real reason. There's a reason why they keep comparing him to Adam Morrison, but I don't want to get onto that topic on this
Hey,
broadcast.
2009 NBA champion Adam Morrison.
Oh God, you want a ring? He has more rings than Rose. Has more rings than Durant.
He was an integral part in garbage time during that Lakers run. Integral.
You mean the part where Kendrick Perkins like blew out his knee and then they trusted Rasheed Wallace to play?
I want to say that Morrison like got in a fight during that playoff run. Can't remember too well.
But uh, if he with Dougie McBuckets in Chicago, I mean, you need scoring, and of course, Chicago is in bigger play for Melo
Yeah,
or LeBron. They'll gladly take LeBron, but it's more likely than not it'll be Melo.
I think it's really. I mean, because Chicago doesn't draft high like lately, especially just because they've been so good. But did they get that pick from someone? Oh, they traded for it.
They traded Gary Harris, who fell in the draft.
Oh, he fell like to 19 or whatever.
Yeah, he's might be one of the best two guard. He might if Stauskas doesn't turn out, he might be the best two guard
Um,
on the in the draft, but Gary Harris fell, and they shipped him to Denver. Who Denver has, a, so many wings now that I just can't. I don't even know. They traded for Aaron Aflalo, who was one of the key components in the whole. Oh, we might be able to get Kevin Love.
Yeah, I think if Doug Madureira just comes off the bench and becomes a good player, it is so hard to find wing players off the bench that can score. That is so freaking hard to find. So even
It's hard to find anybody in Chicago to score.
That's true too. That's very.
They got blitzed out of the playoffs by the Wizards.
I know, but
who for some god reason, I don't know if they're even a good team. I love their backcourt, but I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, they're the most above average team in the league. They're just good enough to not suck, but they're not great.
I can't. But with Chicago, I can't wait for Coach Thibodeau to just be like, "Good job, Dougie, on defense." Oh God, selling his soul.
Thibodeau fixes everyone. I guess he kind of ran out of steam at the end there, but.
Oh, it's because nobody could score. Really, DJ Augustine? You're going to trust DJ Augustine to go get you points? They should have just kept Nate Robinson, who I would love to see on the team with Nick Young. Somewhere.
They were playing Jimmy Butler 40 minutes every game.
You want to talk about somebody who's going to become a free agent? Some poor team is going to sign him, not Chicago, and he's just going to break down in a year because Thibodeau is just like,
Yeah.
Go faster. Work faster.
Thibodeau kind of seems like one of those guys that if he doesn't like you, he's just not going to play you. So I wonder if I hope McDermott gets into that inner circle.
I hope it's Jimmer and Dougie. Dougie and Jimmer. They're still there. All right, where are we? Okay.
We talked about Sarge. Now we have Levine.
Oh, poor Zach.
He got reached for, and people are usually happy, but he looked miserable.
Poor Zach. You see the vine. Yeah. His first 2 words when he got drafted. I don't care what he's gonna try to play off. His first 2 words were "F me."
Yeah. He gets to play with Rubio. That's pretty fun.
He's a point guard. He's a point guard who gets to play with Rubio.
Every team plays with 2. Every team plays with 2 point guards. Yeah, I felt pretty bad for him. No one wants to play.
Oh my God, this is not gonna work out. I can't. They draft another UCLA guy. You think that's gonna keep Kevin Love? Hey, we're gonna keep drafting these UCLA people. Just come hang. Yeah, just come hang. We're alums.
All these alums.
Oh, God. Poor Zach. Poor Zach.
I do not know these next 3 people.
Okay. We'll do this together. Okay, what's up? Bro, first off, so let's finish up Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Poor Zach. I'm sorry. I can't wait for you to get traded somewhere and just revive your career.
He looks good though.
Hey, if anything, Minnesota's gonna have some god awesome slam dunk competitions in practice. They're gonna have some awesome slam dunk competitions, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they still had Derek Williams. It'd be Derek Williams, Chase Budinger, and Zach LaVine, and then you just watch them do dunk contests on. Sorry, Zach.
He's a little tall too, so that's pretty cool.
Poor Zach.
Yeah.
Poor Zach. All right, the Suns drafted T.J. Warren.
No idea who that is.
NC State. He dragged him to the tournament. He was like, he's a scorer. He gets buckets. And I think the Suns do need that, like a wing player who can score.
The Morse twins.
Oh my God. I really don't know about the Suns. I really don't know if they're going to stay at that level or if they're just going to tank back to 32 wins again. I really don't know.
That roster, if you looked at it from the beginning of last year, I mean, it's a crappy roster. I mean, they're starting Channing Frye. How is he still playing? He's such a bad player. God, he
And Andre Iguodala actively recruiting Channing Frye to come play for the Warriors. Not
no way,
one, not
really?
not three, not four.
He can't rebound, and he's like 7 feet tall. I mean, it's like a
You're tall, you
novelty.
can shoot. You're tall, you can shoot.
But no, I feel like people like him because he's like a novelty. Like it's just fun seeing a really tall guy shoot. Like I just don't get it.
I don't know, but he's being actively recruited. But the Suns, they need a scorer besides the Dragon or Eric Bledsoe. Who Eric Bledsoe also one of those free agents that may not go and may or may not swing LeBron. I would rather have Eric Bledsoe over Kyle Lowry.
I feel like if you put that exact same roster on like the Knicks or the Lakers or something, LeBron would probably go there. But he's not gonna go to Phoenix, I think.
No. Just because they're in the West, they're in the West where the Warriors would have been the 2 seed in the East, the Rockets would have been the 2 seed in the East.
That's so stupid. That's
Dallas
unbelievable.
gave San Antonio the hardest series that they could possibly play, and they were the 8th seed. They got in there on the last weekend. They had Monte Ellis and Jose Calderon, point guard and shooting guard who can't play defense.
Zero defense.
Somehow give Dallas like the hardest. God, Rick Carlisle. Okay, great coach. He's gonna be Popovich 2.0.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
an awesome coach. And he schooled your Lakers by bombing them out of the repeat this.
I was a nervous. No, I wasn't a nervous wreck. I was just distraught that series. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me give you Andrew's quick 4-game recap of that. Game 1, 2011. Dallas survives a buzzer-beating 3 by Kobe. That's really hard to do. They got really lucky. Game 2. Steve Blake and Matt Barnes, for some reason, just can't make any freaking shots, so they probably lose that. Game 3, they're leading down the stretch, but J.J. Barea catches fire and they lose. Game 4, Jason Terry starts making threes with his eyes closed.
Don't forget Peja. Don't forget Peja. The revenge of the 2002 Kings, man. Peja Stojakovic, like saying, "You guys bombing him out."
Stojakovic nails threes out of nowhere. He plays, I want to say, 4 minutes in Game 1 because he can't guard Chris Bosh, and he doesn't play the rest of the finals. Oh! That was my quick 4-game recap on that.
Jason Kidd. Before it was Ace and Kidd because no J, and then all of a sudden he's shooting threes.
Jason Kidd with his 15-second setup jump shot. He needs 8 screens around him to build a wall for him to set up his three. God. And he shoots like all of us. He shoots like every normal guy.
Bomb them out. Oh, God. All right, are you done with your Lakers?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. I can go on
I
all day
have
on
absolutely no idea where we're.
Adrian Payne of the Hawks.
Stretch 4. He's your stretch 4, and he's gonna be on that team, and then he's gonna average 12 points, 7 rebounds on the Hawks, and he'll be a contributor. Michigan State guys, I know there's not a great history of them doing well. It's just that this kid's a good kid, but the last time we said something about a good kid was Thomas Robinson, and he just didn't work. But I root for him. I think the Hawks are going to be secretly good.
Yeah, he's on the Hawks. You can tell me why they're going to freaking make it to the make the NBA Finals.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not saying NBA Finals because I still don't know what's happening. All right, please know. Okay, so early in the season they were in 3rd place. They were behind the Heat and the Pacers.
Yeah.
And the Pacers might just self-destruct. Who knows what's going to happen with them?
I can see that.
And then they lose Al Horford. So he is probably the best center in the East.
Very underrated. Very, very
underrated.
Yeah.
Somehow he's always on the trade block, but I think he's really, really good. And I would just seeing him and Paul Millsap, they work because Horford can play back to the basket. He's Tim Duncan. He, the best comparison I can think of right now. He's Tim Duncan. He has those mid range shots. He does
Yeah,
range.
yeah.
And Paul Millsap, he proved one thing last season. He now has a 3-pointer. God, I didn't know that he had a 3-pointer, but all of a sudden he had a 3-pointer, and I'm like, this seems really good. Like Jeff Teague, he's a serviceable point guard, which is all
Yep,
you need in the East.
yep, yep.
Kyle Korver spaced the ball, and they needed a three, who I really believe they need a small forward. But
Damari
Adrian,
Carroll. Mike
no,
Scott.
no, that was the only. They almost beat the Pacers with Damari Carroll starting at three and no
Yeah.
Al Horford. Adrian,
Damari
if Adrian
Carroll.
if they want to do a super huge lineup where you have Payne, Millsap, and Horford starting, I'm perfectly okay with having those three being your big guys, and they have money for a free agent, and it's you look for that second tier free agents. I don't know who's a good second tier free agent.
Small fours are so hard to find. That's why I like back on like Doug McDermott if he does well. Like just those the twos and threes are it's pretty thin.
Hold on, I'm still thinking of a free agent. Give me a minute. Just the only all right. They even if they don't pick a free agent, they could go like the next class and they could just resign Lou Williams, who gives you scoring off the bench, and it's there's a world where the Hawks can contend in the East. Now, admittedly, if they're in the West, they're like 10th place, and we're not
Yeah,
going to talk
yeah.
about them. But the Hawks, if they don't blow it up with Danny Ferry, who somehow has this plan drafting all these international people,
Yeah.
they have a plan. It's just that I don't know whether the plan's on upswing where they start building pieces around and start getting good players, or whether it's still going down where they trade out Horford.
Ferry has the Spurs pedigree, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, the second tier free agent is really important because last year they signed Paul Millsap for 2 years, $20 million.
And that was a steal.
That is best free agent signing all last year.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's making what 40% of what Kobe Bryant's gonna make over the next few years. I mean, come on now.
I mean, but that's because Kobe Bryant is like 60% better.
In the 9 games he plays, is that leg okay? I don't know.
But
Is that leg okay
you have
yet?
to take into consideration the leadership, the
I'm waiting.
strategy.
I'm waiting for him to like strain something in Brazil while he's playing soccer on the streets.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, he's gonna average like 36 this year on 62% shooting, 50 from three, 9 free throw attempts a game.
Still be in the lottery. Still in the lottery.
Julius Randle is gonna average like 11 assists a game because he's gonna get the offensive board. He's gonna have the slam dunk wide open, but he needs to pass it to Kobe first. Who needs to pass it back to him to give him permission to make that dunk?
I'm really sad that the Warriors aren't a part of this draft because I would just go off on my delusional Warriors plans. We might save that for the end.
The Lakers are gonna get the Warriors are gonna get to steal the draft and Kevin Love.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah.
I'm relatively waiting for it. There's no breaking news right now that I can see, or I don't know. Let me just check Twitter real fast.
I'm sure that's gonna go through. I mean, they're not gonna get a better offer from anywhere else too.
I mean, again, I'm still up. I'm still up for trading Klay Thompson. I just don't think he's.
I
If
think
Klay Thompson's your second best player, I don't think you're going to win a chip.
you can't trade Klay Thompson. I don't think you can trade him.
I'm all up for trading him, but I mean, there is so many. It's such a hot topic. I've never seen something like this where, like, this. I'm okay. My bias. I haven't been the biggest Klay Thompson fan. Every game he does something where I just want to shake him and be like, Klay, why do you do that? Pick up the third foul in the first quarter just because he thinks he can block like LeBron James. I think he did that in a Miami game. I remember. Maybe I'm making it up, but but I don't know. If they do get Kevin Love, I mean he gets your 3-point shooting. If they
Yeah.
included Kevin Martin, he's your shooting guard, and you can roll with that.
I saw
Houston,
Kevin. I
yeah.
saw Kevin Martin try to be a hero in the 2012, no, 2013 Oklahoma City. It didn't go very well. That was when Westbrook went down.
Oh, you mean when they decide to quadruple team Kevin Durant and Scott Brooks didn't have any other possible like side counters?
Okay. As much as I love Scott Brooks, I don't understand why they have Kevin Durant bring the ball up. That doesn't make any sense to me. He should never bring the ball up. It's so hard to get the ball back to score when you have the ball in the first place. I don't know. That's just my thing.
Dribble, dribble, shoot, just like Russell. That whole team is just full of dribble, dribble shooters.
Dribble, dribble, shoot. Not even like the right way too. It's like dribble, dribble, shoot from from taking the ball out up to the 3-point line and shooting.
God, Russell Westbrook. I don't know what. If I were a Laker fan, I would just put all my eggs in getting Westbrook just next free agency class and just go for it. Westbrook and Love, right? That's the dream.
That is a
Screw
dream.
LeBron. He's not even gonna come. He's not gonna enter into that mess.
I want
But
all of the UCLA people. I want Farmar back. I want Westbrook, Love. We'll take Levine. Who else are we going to
Apollo,
take? Of-
Darren Collinson.
yes, yes, bring them all over here. I'm missing one other small forward. I'm like blanking on it right now, but that's the dream.
Luke Richard and Mbamute. Just grab them all. Just get all the UCLA players.
That's who I forgot. Luke Rashad Mbamute.
Oh God, Ben Howland. I still don't know how you didn't win a national championship. You had all four. You had four NBA pros.
I think when I
All right
was
there.
I think when I was in like high school, I think I wrote a blog post about like how weird the college landscape would be if everyone stayed 4 years. Like, dude, imagine that UCLA team, unbeatable, freaking Westbrook, Love. I'm missing someone. Luke,
Collinson, Luke
yeah,
Richard, and
just
Mbamute.
just a juggernaut. That team would have been stupid.
And they would have lost to some team like Duke because their coach can just draw up better plays than them. Okay.
Oh, and the Lakers have a head coaching vacancy. Bring in Ben Howland.
You really
Just,
want to doom your team to Ben Howland? It's like
just
saying you want Steve Lavin back. But okay.
oh, the gel guy.
Oh God. Like Lakers should have just had Phil. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I don't know how that didn't happen.
Thank you for bringing that up. My 2013 LA Rams. If you have Howard, Powell, Kobe, and Nash, you bring in Phil Jackson. You do not bring in Mike D'Antoni. You do not bring in Mike D'Antoni when you have one 7-footer who can't pass and one 7-footer who can only interior pass. Just I can go on for about another hour on that season.
It might be really entertaining. It might be really entertaining. I might just let you know. But that season was a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
And then Harrison Barnes kicked Kobe. It's all done. He didn't kick Kobe. I still don't know how they lost that game. We can go. I remember that game so vividly just because Steph Curry went off.
That was the foul game, right? Where like the Warriors just got the stupidest fouls called on them.
It was a fix. It was a fix.
Yeah.
They wanted the Lakers in the playoffs. It was such a fix, and then And then I just remember just thinking, okay, so let's go on to that game. Curry was going crazy. He just like 50 or 45. I think that was his stat line. I don't remember. Everyone fouling out for the Warriors. Just like David Lee, you
Right.
get
Lee
out.
fouled out. I remember
Bogut,
that.
you get out. Festus Ezeli, you get out. And then it was so close. I was so pissed off. I just wanted to win that game. I know it didn't do anything for my seeding. I just wanted to win that game because I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
And then Kobe goes down, and for the longest time I thought, oh, Kobe's such a ham, such an actor. What a drama queen.
He tears his Achilles, walks up to the free throw line and shoots his free throws. Not unlike some superstar who gets a cramp. Just stands there. Okay. Oh no, they didn't have the ball. I was gonna say, but when LeBron went down with cramps, all I remember is the coaching staff just yelling for people to foul, foul, foul.
They did that for Kobe. They did
Yeah.
that for Kobe to get him out of the game after making free throws. By the way, that was also a bullshit call on Harrison Barnes, by the way.
He didn't even touch Kobe.
Kobe just fell. Kobe
Yeah.
tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
For the longest time, after that game, I ranted about the officials, how they had no honor. I was thinking, oh, Kobe's just gonna show up just miraculously in the playoffs and drag his team to victory, instead of getting annihilated by the Spurs, which would happen.
sweep.
But then all of a sudden, like everything went to, it's bad, man. It's real bad. I didn't have, I never felt like anything like that before. Felt like I got kicked. I mean, it was just, and then all of a sudden, I just felt like, wow, this dude actually hurt himself. I mean,
You know
like
how Beverly, like, I don't know what he did, but like
wrecked Westbrook.
yeah, if I was a Thunder fan, like I would hate Beverly. Just I would just be like, oh my god, what a.
He's still hated.
But like I don't blame Harrison Barnes because like he didn't even touch Kobe on that play. But it was still a foul. If Kobe falls, it's not his fault. Something had to have happened.
Just the games, just about that whole season, that whole like it wasn't even last season, it was season before. Just that Steph Curry had 3 awesome games, all in the like 2 in the regular season, 1 in the postseason, and they still lost all those games.
Yeah,
Like,
but last year was like Curry's like inauguration as like the to who he is right now.
yeah, but where were we? We were on this draft.
Yeah, we were on. Okay, now we're on James Young. I know who he is. He's the guy that hit those big shots, right? In the tournament.
Kentucky Celtics. I mean, you get assets, you get young players, and you figure out how to make them work. Brad Stevens, he's a
Yeah,
good coach.
They're like trading Rondo for sure.
They're trading Rondo.
Yeah.
It might be. All right.
They're like for sure trading Rondo though.
I mean, Young, he can make threes. He's long. I mean, he's Avery Bradley with a jump shot, I guess.
Yeah.
But
What are you gonna do with Bradley? I like Avery Bradley. He's a good defense 3 guy.
send him to the Lakers.
I'd rather have Klay Thompson.
And we would take Randall. That was the trade that was going around. It was Klay Thompson for number 7.
I would be okay with that trade or without that trade. I think that's a very, very more so. I mean, Klay Thompson's better than Julius Randle, obviously, but like it's really fair.
I just can't wait for the fact that once Klay Thompson gets shipped out to Minnesota, as soon as he hits free agency, he's going to the Lakers. As soon as he hits free agency, it's not going to happen in Minnesota. It's never going to happen. The reason it worked so well, and the reason Minnesota had any like brief time in the sun was because Kevin Garnett was stupid loyal. Staying there, and they gave a whole bunch of money to Latrell Sprewell and Sam Cassell.
Dude, that team was so bad. I remember 2004. Yeah, 2004. That was when they had the Gary Payton Malone Lakers or whatever. That team was so bad. They just had KG, but they're playing the Lakers hella tough. It was just because of KG too.
I felt so bad. I was a huge fan of Kevin Garnett, and
Me too. Yeah.
I was just felt so bad that he was wasting his time with all these scrubs.
Yeah.
Ah, oh man. But
Uh,
the Celtics with James Young, he's gonna be good. He might fade into obscurity. He might just be somebody who shoots threes all day.
yeah. But it's not bad having a shooting guard that can shoot threes. This next guy, I really want, like at the beginning of the year, Tyler Ennis.
Go ahead.
He went to Phoenix.
You can tell me why you want Tyler Ennis, and I can tell you why.
Because he can just shoot from the half court all the time. He doesn't need to. He's better than everyone else. Where he can, he makes 100% of his shots from the half court and beyond. So he was going to revolutionize the NBA with far half court shooting and introduce the 4-point shot. The Lakers needed that.
One Syracuse point guard. Give me any Syracuse point guard that made it in the NBA.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. He didn't make the NBA, but oh my god, he's the assistant coach on the team right now. The white guy. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, I'm like James McElroy or Mc. Do you know who I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about?
His name. You're talking about the. All right.
Yeah, like the Carmelo days. The Carmelo days.
You're talking about McNamara.
McNamara.
He was not a point guard.
Wasn't he? He was a point guard.
All right. It is. Okay. Well, let's break down this Tyler Ennis thing. He is the security blanket if and when Eric Bledsoe leaves in free agency.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I would love for Eric Bledsoe to stay because the Suns are just super fun to watch. They will score 140 on you, and they don't give a crap about defense. They just say, go, go, go.
Go, on the way.
Jeff Hornacek, I mean, honestly, good coach.
I think the Warriors beat them this year. But I think the only game I watched, the only Phoenix game I saw this year was Warriors-Phoenix. I think Warriors won that one, but Phoenix was pretty badass that game.
I saw their game when they played Oklahoma City, and it was Durant versus Dragic, and they were just hitting shot after shot, and it was...
Later on in the year, I remember that game, yeah.
It was just like, dude, the Dragon, and they won. I mean...
Yeah.
Goran's just forever going to be like one of those point guards that will say, oh, he should be in the top 5, but you just have too many good point guards in the top 5 right now.
I'm glad you mentioned Goran Dragic, because in 2010 he got into a fight with Sasha Vujacic. For no reason, the Lakers were up like 12, and Sasha Vujacic he flagrant fouled Goran Dragic, and he gave up like 8 points because of that on one possession. Afterwards, Phil called a timeout, which he rarely does. Just throwing that out there. Go Lake Show.
Goran Dragic. Another fun fact about him: originally picked by San Antonio. Imagine you had him in San Antonio.
Whoa, him and Ginobili? That would be sick. Both left-handed. Oh my god.
Originally picked by San Antonio.
That would have been nuts.
He was a part of Houston. He went to Houston, and they just never gave him the shot of the day.
Yeah.
And then Phoenix got him, and all of a sudden, from the start, and he's one of the top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Suns are just going to be entertaining. I don't know if they're going to be any good. I don't know if everyone's just going to regress back to the mean, but they're just going to be good.
Aside from Oklahoma and San Antonio, but sometimes they play slow too. But like the way that Phoenix plays, they're just like, I don't know. I feel like Memphis is gonna kick their ass every game.
Could you imagine if Phoenix played Miami in the finals? I know it won't happen, but like imagine just every single old man on Miami just wheezing and catching his breath just because Phoenix is just outrunning them back and forth.
Was there two guard? I'm blanking on his name. Gerald Green, right?
Yeah, candle guy,
Where did
cupcake guy.
where did he come from? God, I know he was on whatever, but
The
jeez
best,
Louise.
the best trade Larry Bird has ever messed up.
Oh
It
yeah, for
was
the Scola
what? It
thing.
was Gerald Green, Miles Plumlee, who's a player,
Yeah,
and,
he was a rotation guy.
and their first round pick for Luis Scola,
Yeah, that was a pretty good answer.
aka Mr. DNPCD. God,
Let's see.
we'll we'll
Gary,
talk we'll talk about the Pacers later. We'll just talk about them later.
I think their pick's coming up. Gary Harris Bulls. This
He
guy
went
lost to
he
UConn.
yeah, he's gone to Denver.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, he's in that Dougie McBuckets trade. And I don't know if Denver would have traded for Aaron Aflalo if they knew they could have grabbed Gary Harris.
I don't understand. You know when they traded Carmelo and they had that really fun kind of like Phoenix up and down team.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to that? I thought they were gonna like kick ass, and then they lost to Oklahoma
I
City that one year.
no, yeah, they lost to Oklahoma City, but then again, that was the year they had Harden was still there.
Right,
Harden.
right.
So you just had the three best players who're just gonna win.
Yeah.
Then the next year they tried to run it back, but then they came into against the Warriors who just shot them out of the park.
Yeah.
Again, they were the three seed.
Yeah,
Denver
that's
was the
right.
three
That's
seed.
right.
And then, what happens if you are a 3C and you get upset? Oh, you fire your coach, you fire your GM, and now you're left with Brian Shaw and JaVale McGee.
Very rich JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee. Oh, Shaq. Oh, you're so much fun. But
Who is Bruno Caboclo? Did I say it right? Is it Caboclo?
Cabaccio, I think.
Caboclo.
Good luck. Okay, so ESPN, I'm stealing this off of ESPN. Fran Fraschilla, their international expert,
Uh,
said two totally opposite things that during that draft. He said one, he was the Brazilian Kevin Durant,
okay, that's pretty good. That's a good compliment.
and on the other side, he was 2 years away. He is 2 years away from being 2 years away from being in the NBA.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
Oh
He's
no
two
way.
years away from being 2 years away from being in the NBA.
They had to wait 4 years for him?
He, I don't know what they're doing. I didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, the Raptors. The
Uh,
Raptors
but
should they
but
should draft someone who can immediately help. They're like good now.
again, it's one of those things. It's definitely a team where it's waiting for the LeBron domino to fall. If Lowry wants to sign with LeBron, then they're going to go back to fighting for the AFC. Lowry
Yeah.
had a great year. It was a contract year. He had a great year, and that's really the reason why T. Dot did well.
Yeah.
But I mean, losing Bargnani, that was awesome. Great move. They just had send him to the Knicks on the crap shit that is in.
Oh my
But honestly, this pick, I had absolutely no idea who he was. I think that was a waste. That's a miss. And
yeah.
admittedly, it's the team. I mean, if the Spurs drafted him, we would be like, oh my god, in 5 years he's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But it's Toronto, so Masai Ujiri, who was the GM of the year that Denver fired, he knows what he's doing, but I don't see what this pick will be for.
Toronto needed to tank for Wiggins. That's what they needed to do.
They should have, but
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry saw that paycheck. He ain't having them.
Ooh, I like this next guy, Mitch McGary. He was my favorite person last year.
Oh my god.
2013 tournament Cinderella? Not Cinderella, no. Person to fall in love with?
Okay. Bust.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna drop the bust here. He's a bust. I just don't. I don't. Okay, he had 8 games. He had 8 games where he was really good in the tournament. That's all. He was injured all this year. He's worse than Embiid. Embiid actually played. They drafted Nick Collison again. They drafted a fundamentally weaker in every category than Nick Collison. Nick Collison. A poor man's Nick Collison, who is another Mr. DNPCD.
And not as awesome hair, I will say. They call him like he spends like an hour doing his hair before the game.
I don't wish bad on anybody, but Oklahoma City wish. I mean, I'm looking 2 picks down. Rodney Hood, Shabazz Napier.
Yeah, dude, they should have gone Napier. Oh God! Wow.
Okay, we'll get to Napier in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Thunder just whiffed. I mean, what do you need? Did you really need more tall people? What did you need? You needed somebody who can say, "Give me the ball, I'll get you like 15 points."
Yeah, you need a you for sure need a ball handler, no matter what. Someone other than Durant or Westbrook.
They have Reggie Jackson, but like they have 3 people that can actually handle the ball and score.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. I thought Shabazz Napier was going to them, and I was going to be like, that would have been a great pick.
Yeah.
But they went Mitch McGary, and I can't wait to see him as the 12th man on the rotation and stay on the bench. Because that, I don't know if you're at 21. I think we're at pick 21. I don't know if that's a place where you can drop bust, but it doesn't sound.
Yeah. I think the percentage, I know in the second round there's like it's a 3% chance that they make a rotation, but like anyone in the first round, lower first round, I think it's like 25 or 30%.
It's just I was waiting for Shabazz. I was waiting for them to just pick a player that would make. Okay, honestly, in the West, how I judge these picks is basically, will the Spurs have to worry about them in the playoffs?
Yeah.
The Spurs aren't going to worry about Mitch McGary. They would worry about Shabazz Napier.
Yeah, he can like alter games and stuff.
It was a wasted pick, and for 21, the Thunder, you just can't do that. And now Mitch McGary will go on to have a great career, and I'll be happy for him, and we'll replay this podcast, and will just make me look like an idiot. It's fine. Any other thoughts about Mitch McGary? I kind of went on my rant about how the Thunder just blew this pick, and we'll talk about the next pick later.
I thought he was going to beat Louisville. That's all I know. All I know is that he can shoot threes. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, next, the Grizzlies select Jordan Adams, UCLA guy.
Woo! I saw one UCLA game. I remember like hearing his name and stuff, but he didn't really pop out to me at all.
He was the shooter, and if there's anything that the Grizzlies need more of, is shooting. I don't even know if he's good. Just that he shot okay in college, so he might be able.
Who was that small forward they used 2 years ago over Tayshaun Prince just because he could shoot threes? You know what I'm talking about? God, what was his name?
Quincy Pondexter.
Quincy Pondexter. Yeah. Like they're so desperate for shooting that they.
Tayshaun Prince. They're rolling out Tayshaun Prince's dead carcass.
That's a little 10 years ago.
They need shooting, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
All right. So the
Rodney Hood,
who is a pro. He's gonna be a player, and the Jazz grab him because Gordon Hayward's a restricted free agent, and he might leave.
Okay. How much do you think he's getting? Do you think he's getting like a max deal or whatever?
I'm thinking there's a team that will just panic in this mat. There is so much cap space out there.
Yeah,
that is the only reason, because just with my team, just because I know the Warriors the best, the fact that they were talking about how easily it could have been done to just give away Bogut for nothing, give away Iguodala for nothing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much cap space is out there. And some team's just going to panic and say, 4 for $60, give it to you.
Yeah.
And the Jazz are going to smartly not going to match it, and they're going to let him go.
That's hard to match. I remember they set Parker for Hood for like entire stretches of the game because Parker couldn't defend.
Hood's a pro. He can
Yeah.
shoot. He can defend. I mean, he's also kind of athletic, but I think he'll be good.
I think he'll be good.
Yeah. So, and the Jazz will still win like probably 30 games next year.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, unless
XM
Exton.
becomes the next Kobe.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll trade him for Vlade Divac again.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right. So this pick is the Shabazz pick. Shabazz Napier, drafted by the Hornets, and he's going to Miami.
He's the pick that's gonna change the landscape of the league.
LeBron loves him.
I'm sorry, but that has to be taken in like context, because like I don't understand how if LeBron's like Dwayne and Chris Bosh, like if he joins us, I think he's gonna kick ass. But like I'm telling you right now, like I don't care if you two stay, I just need Shabazz Napier. I don't understand why like that's such a big deal that he needs him.
You think now this is totally fantasy world, but do you think if LeBron had the balls to just say, "Hey, you know who's my favorite player in this draft? Andrew Wiggins. Go get him." Just to Pat Riley, like, go get him.
But maybe they can like sign and trade Wade or something. That'd be funny.
Again, the trade that's going around is that Kyle Lowry is going to somehow get to the Heat. That they're not going to re-sign Bosh. That's the rumor that Rick Bucher is throwing around.
So pretty much they're replacing Bosh with Lowry.
And then they're going to somehow miraculously bring in Melo as well. Lowry, Wade, Braun, Melo. I think that was the lineup.
If they get Melo, I mean, obviously for every reason in the world, that's stupid. But like replacing just Lowry with Bosh, Bosh with Lowry, it makes no sense. Bosh is a really good defender. Like I can't tell you how many times he's blocked Powell's shot. I cannot tell you how many times. Like way too many.
Who the bloody hell is tall on that team anymore if they lose?
I know, yeah. But that's the thing.
Greg Oden.
That team won 2 years without a rim protector, with Bosh as their rim protector, and he's like
Joel Anthony. Hey, has more rings than Barkley.
Oh, Joel Anthony. He's shorter than Bosh.
Yep.
Oh my god.
But again, it's a pick that if Miami's gonna have Napier as their starting point guard, and again, the Thunder could have used Napier a lot. I'm so depressed. I don't even like the Thunder. Like, I'm just so depressed that they can't find any help for Durant.
Yeah.
It's just it's
the Napier thing's really, really like unfortunate.
He would have been a pro.
Yeah.
He's a pro. He has like they always say about this, like, he has a big heart thing. They said the same thing about Kemba Walker, but he's a pro, just like Kemba. So they could use.
He actually reminds me a lot of Kemba too. I mean, for all the obvious reasons.
It's amazing that the Thunder didn't pick him, but but it's Shabazz to Miami, and he's gonna do well. It's a new person for LeBron, Wade, and Bosh to all yell at. So
yeah,
and he might actually yell back. So all right, so the Rockets select Clint Capella, and all you need to know about him is he's international. They're not gonna bring him in because they want to sign LeBron and Melo.
I know nothing about this guy, but this guy just right off the bat just reminds me of Donatas Motiejunas. Don't you feel like the power forward on Houston gets more assists than the point guard every year? I always feel like that.
Once the power forward's name is changed to LeBron, it's gonna change.
Like 11 assists a game.
But I, I'm so fearful of the LeBron power team.
Yeah,
LeBron, Harden, Howard. That's just
he's not
terrifying
going
to
to
me.
come to the West, though. It's impossible. I actually have
If there is a team in the West that he would go to, it would be the Rockets. And
I
go
think it would
ahead.
be the Warriors if they got Kevin Love.
Too many transactions. But go ahead. You were saying something.
I have a really cool question for you. If you can like just be reborn as a basketball player, like with their exact physique and skills and everything, who would you come back as?
LeBron.
Okay, I
No,
would.
actually, maybe Wilt Chamberlain. But
Okay, active player, non LeBron.
non LeBron.
Yeah, active player, non. It's like the whole Disney movie question. What's your favorite Disney movie? Not Lion King.
That's a good question. Hold on, I gotta think about this. Because right now, the only name that pops up to my mind is Greek Freak, number two.
Oh, really?
Greek Freak. Yes, be super lanky and just be forever growing and be 19 years old. I mean, shit.
That would be fun.
Are you trying to get me to say Dwight Howard?
No, no, no. I'm saying if I could come back as an NBA player, I would come back as James Harden. I think he looks so. It just looks so much fun to be James Harden.
Because because the coach doesn't yell at you for not playing defense. Imagine if Coach Thibodeau was his coach. He'd be yanked every game.
Like
This is this is
I
Harden playing defense. That's your guy. That's your guy. I'm already guarding someone. That's your guy. That's your guy.
I just love. I usually hate it when two guards just like jack up crap or whatever. But like James Harden will never jack up a bad shot. He'll always just drive. He will always drive no matter what. It's so fun to do.
10
Like
free throws per game.
yeah, 10 free throws per game. I love James. I just love his game. It's a really selfish kind of basketball, but I don't know. I really like James Harden. If I could come back as like especially a left-hander, it just looks like so much fun with the beard too.
Oh man. But yeah, James Harden, he had a defensive lapse in the playoffs. I remember that play.
Oh, was that the
Wesley
Lillard?
Matthews just no, it wasn't. We'll talk about Chandler Parsons and how he somehow guarded Damian Lillard.
Oh, really?
But there was this play where Wes Matthews ran all the way down the court and Harden's just shuffling back, and then they just threw it to Matthews all the way down the court, and he just laid it in.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and this was like fourth quarter playoff game, and I'm like, you're kidding me.
Yeah, you can't win you can't win playoff games like that.
Is he clutch?
James Harden?
Yeah, playoff clutch. I'm not talking regular season make a game winner. I'm talking playoffs.
Okay, like in the Portland series, yeah, he wasn't very clutch. But I've remember that in 2000 in the 2012 his last year as a Thunder when he
When
against
he
the
got
Mavericks.
annihilated by the Heat.
Again, minus the fouls. Like I remember in the Mavericks against the Mavericks, he took over games where just no one could stop him. James Harden's cool. I think he's clutch. I just think he had a bad playoff series last year.
And the year before that.
So,
Again, this Houston team, I was just expecting them to take PJ Hairston, who's the guy who goes in the D League and makes threes. I mean, but
oh, really?
the play for Houston's either LeBron or Melo. That's the play. And you know what? I give them credit for going all out in that play because they just traded Omar Asik for a first round pick. Please note, they would have gave Omar Asik away for nothing, but they got a first round pick from New
Yeah,
from Hornets.
seriously, that's ridiculous.
No,
And
not the Horn. Wait,
the
New
Pelicans.
Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
All right. I might have said Pelican. I might have said New Orleans Hornets a couple times, but the Pelicans, they give them a first round pick. They would have taken them for a second round pick, man.
I know, yeah.
Poor Jeremy Lin. He's getting traded somewhere.
Lakers, that'd be awesome. I'm buying a Jeremy Lin jersey too then.
You realize how conflicted I would be just watch.
It's your bro.
It's my brother
Yeah, it's your bro.
on the team that I hate since. Oh God. Please, no.
Dude, he would be another one of those people shooting up mid-range twos, and Julius Randle would just get the offensive rebound.
God, no. Please, no.
Let's see.
But
PJ
I think
Harrison, that's the next guy.
he's going to the Hornets, and
Uh,
I see why that works because he's somebody who can space the ball, shoot threes. Because with the Hornets, you have Al Jefferson in the low block, and you need somebody to kick it out to.
you know, we should play name their starting five. Kemba,
Kemba, Al Jefferson,
Alder, Gerald Henderson,
MKG,
MKG, and Nick Roberts.
free agent.
Oh my god.
So, hey, I remember Josh McRoberts. He had like a small stint on my fantasy league.
Suck it, LeBron.
Champ, champ, champ. I had to do that. I had to do that in this podcast one time. All right, but yeah, he's gonna go and shoot threes.
That's fine. Gerald Henderson's more of a mid-range guy. I like Gerald Henderson's game. Yeah, it's like very average for a two guard. I like it.
Average Duke player. This is what I can say about Gerald Henderson. I mean, really, that team is going as far as Al Jefferson can carry you, and sadly, he ran up against Miami with a torn plantar fascia.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Phoenix, they drafted Bogdan, blah blah something.
Bogdanovich.
Not playing next year, so we can skip him.
Okay.
Uh,
C.J. Wilcox. He's the brother to the guy with dreads. You know what I'm talking about?
no, Chris Wilcox. Never mind.
Yeah, Chris Wilcox.
But I was surprised this pick wasn't foreign because I thought that if the Clippers really want to make this LeBron James thing work, they need cap room. So it'll be DeAndre. They'll trade DeAndre, JJ, Jared Dudley. They're gonna get rid of them, and it would be to fit LeBron, Blake, and CP3.
CP3 and LeBron aren't gonna work. That doesn't even make sense to me. Like just in the basketball sense.
From ESPN, because they are great reporters when it comes with totally factual facts, is that LeBron's wife and CP3's wife are best friends.
I see.
And if you know anything, as we both know, women control the world.
Yeah.
So, if you really want LeBron and CP3 to be on the same team, that's who you go to.
Yeah.
But again, with LeBron, it's Miami, Houston, or LA. I'm throwing Cleveland out. Golden State, I just don't think it'll happen. I would love for it to happen.
Yeah.
I would. It would be so amazing, but it's just not gonna happen.
Just LeBron being the wiener that he is, he's not going to any West team. I know that for a fact. He's not coming to the West at all. He's too scared.
That just leaves Miami.
Yeah.
And he'll go back with Miami. He Wade, and Bosh are going to resign for something less. Kyle Lowry will come down, and we'll see.
God,
They still might lose to the Spurs, but we'll talk about them. Anything you know about CJ Wilcox? Because I don't really know that much.
Nothing about CJ Wilcox. I know this next guy. You said he's a Thunder. Thought he was Thabo.
Oh God.
Let's see. Josh Hustis.
Yeah, he's a great defender. He is the reason why your Kansas Jayhawks didn't make the finals of the NCAA finals.
Oh,
he was on Stanford that shut down Wiggins. He had like 8 points.
Oh, this guy screwed me then.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he has a terrible career.
But again, he's a shooter. I mean, he's not even a shooter. He's a defender. He's Cephalosha. And then again, who the hell is going to score?
Yeah.
For a team that has 2 of the top 5 best offensive players, it's so weird to me that we always have to ask who the hell is going to score on this team.
It's yeah,
Durant Westbrook can't always give you 40.
that's true. That's true. The Spurs know that.
I mean, Cle Anthony early would have been a great fit there. He went 34th. He went in the second round.
Is he the dude with the glasses?
He's the dude on Wichita State that almost destroyed Kentucky just by himself.
That white the white guy with the arm sleeve on Wichita State.
I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Is he good? Like NBA good?
He wasn't drafted, so I don't care.
Okay, I'm just that team
This
always
is
like
a draft review. I don't watch enough college for this.
I just have to point out that I knew the second the brackets came out that they were losing to Kentucky. Like I could just I could just sense it. Okay, that's my tangent on Wichita State.
Well, because Kentucky has like 8 pros and get 8.
And they have the best offensive rebounder in the world.
Who's gonna be the best offensive rebounder for your Los Angeles Lakers coming up? All right, but again, you could have Joe Harris, another guy that went in the second round that you could have put in there. Who's gonna score? I really just asked that. I mean, there'll always be a good regular season team because there's a bunch of crappy teams in the league. But in series with the Spurs, you're gonna have Durant, Westbrook, Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, and who else? Who else can score?
Ibaka can't create or anything.
And what's amazing is that those 4 they could possibly beat the Spurs. They did once before.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know how they're gonna score. And finally,
your guy Kyle Anderson. You can tell me about him.
Boris Diaw 2.0, who I can't believe that they get him because I've seen UCLA games where he's not great at anything. He's real. I've seen 2 games. I've seen 2 games in UCLA. That's why I know who Zach LaVine and Jordan Adams are. But this guy, Anderson, he passes, he rebounds, he scores. I think he averaged 11. He averaged 11, 5, and 5, which is good enough for the Spurs if you're a Spurs. Because Boris Diaw averaged 9, 9, and 9, and he was thought of to be the Finals MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a guy that could have made Oklahoma City's life a lot more easier. A guy that can handle the ball and doesn't need to score and can just make things easier.
Yeah.
The Spurs always draft well. They just grabbed Boris Diaw 2.0 according to Jay Adante and a bunch of other people. And the Spurs will never die.
Yeah, the Spurs are good. Yeah, they will.
They're good. They're just forever gonna be good. And I can't wait to see him on rotation next year, or him making he'll score 15 points against the Thunder in the playoffs, and the Thunder will just kick themselves and realize why didn't we draft him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's it for the first round. I don't know. Any other fun tangents you want?
Not for the first round, no. I'm trying to look at the second round names right now. I just don't know any of these people. Is there anyone in the second round that I should know about? I've heard about Clantley early, but that's whatever.
Mm-hmm. Glenn Robinson III, another poor dude that's gonna go up and freeze in hell in Minnesota. Walter Tavares for the Hawks, who's a 7'2" center with a 7'9" wingspan.
Damn.
And again, he's going to be stashed in Spain. He's only played basketball for 4 years, and he might be really good.
They're going to be the new Spurs.
Atlanta has a plan. Mike Budenholzer and Danny Ferry, they just have this plan that if they ever bring everybody in, they're going to be good. It's going to be freakishly good. But we'll see.
Oh, Russ Smith, I know that.
Russ Smith going to the Tanker Sixers, who might trade like Michael Carter Williams to, tank some more. But
yeah,
I mean, He's gonna play 80 games this year just because the Sixers aren't gonna have that many pros.
All D
Uh
leaguers.
yeah. They have Greek Freak too. He's going to New York.
Bananas.
Yeah, Thanasis
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. Yes. I mean, he's going to the Knicks, but I think that's about it for the draft. And of course, you can always watch out for the second round Spurs pick because they're gonna somehow be NBA pros, and
They got two, Corey Jefferson and Jordan McRae. I'll watch out for those.
they'll be good in about 4 years.
Yeah. All right,
And,
this
and the Thunder will continue to have the NPCDs.
terrible drafts.
Oh God.
Yeah, this
I
was
think I think
fun.
that is the most disappointing. There are two big disappointing parts about this whole draft. One, Toronto drafting that Brazilian out of nowhere,
Oh yeah.
and the fact that Oklahoma City could have just had Shabazz Napier and just would have been. I would have been
That
so
would
happy for them
that
because
would change the league.
it wouldn't change the league, but it would at least make things a little more interesting.
Yeah, that would have made it so much better. That's why the draft is so important because you can just add a really good player for nothing.
It's always these good teams. Always the good teams at the end that adds these really good players, and you always look at yourself in like if you're in picks 18 or like 23, and you're just thinking, what the hell were we thinking?
Yeah, yeah.
But I wish. Again, I don't wish bad on anybody, but I think Mitch McGary might be a bust, and I don't know enough about. And really, you drafted the guy that's best known for shutting down Andrew Wiggins, but he doesn't score. The Thunder is so sad. Okay, and I forgot my biggest disappointment in the draft is poor Zach LaVine and his Vine
Oh
that will live
yeah.
forever. Him just saying "F me" just when he finds out the Timberwolves drafted him. Oh God, poor dude, poor guy. I
Yeah.
really hope he gets traded somewhere. Anyway. Okay, your closing thoughts about this draft. Your Lakers. You're good with your Lakers
I'm
pick?
really glad with the Lakers. I think the team that like avoided disaster was Cleveland. Like I think if they picked Jabari, that would just ruin his career. I think that like the person with the best fit was Jabari Parker. Like I think he's gonna just be great in Milwaukee. I'm trying to see all the busts. I'm gonna be worried that Exum and Smart are busts. And
And of course, the Philadelphia 76ers are just going to be horrible again this year.
yeah, I'm
And
really yeah. I think the Sixers are just yeah. They're like their draft strategy is just so in the future. But I'm really curious. You know how Kawhi Leonard was number 15 a couple years
yeah,
ago. I'm really curious who in these middle rounds is gonna kick ass.
who? Oh, you mean these middle picks?
Yeah, because like these are the teams that didn't like straight up tank.
Um.
If I yeah you pick one player, and I'm gonna pick one player.
All right. So what's the range? What range are we looking at?
11, 12 to 19.
Okay. Do you want to go 12 for 19? That's so
Ice.
limited. But I would think it's Gary Harris. I think he just might be the best two guard in this draft if things don't work out with Stauskas, who it's a really high. It's really unlikely that it won't work out for Stauskas because he can shoot. If anything, he can shoot.
Yeah.
But Gary Harris might be the second best shooting guard, and you're happy with it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go lower, I think Shabazz. I think Shabazz Napier is going to be good. I think Rodney Hood's going to be good.
Yeah, I can see those two pretty good. I
I,
want to
I
say
I stole three names. Go ahead. You can.
I want to say I mean I'm looking at all these people. I think all these people are gonna suck. Probably Tyler Ennis maybe just because he's a point guard.
I, I don't know. Yeah, I've already told you about him. Just
Yeah.
I don't trust Syracuse's like just how they bring up point guards. That he can't play D because he only plays zone.
Oh, NBA
But
scouts
then,
should take that into consideration.
but then again, Phoenix, you don't need to play defense. Just
Yeah.
score all the points.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
Any
Oh.
other fun facts? Bert?
No, I think I'm good. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I went like team by team that we could cover all the teams next year too. It was like a little bit of a preview.
I'm up for like a preseason preview, or a season preview, maybe. We'll see once free agency goes out. We might hop on for another podcast if like LeBron does something shocking and goes to my Warriors, and I'll spend this whole
Yeah.
hour just. I'll just spend that whole hour and a half just pointing at Andrew and be like,
I'm good. God, I'm gonna hate if you.
we got it. I think that's it. So,
Yeah, that was fun. Do we want to name this?
I don't know.
We'll think of something.
We'll let you, the viewer, name this.
The viewer.
Yeah. We'll let Albert name this, and we'll talk about how poorly my fantasy baseball team is doing.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, man. Woo, good job.
Hashtag fat team. Bye.